This is another sentence from Harold's email, and it says, "The presiding officer usually prepares the agenda with the approval of the other commissioners. The presiding officer has no authority to add, deny, or remove agenda items absent the consent of at least 2 of the commissioners. Under the small group rule of Robert's Rules of Order, presiding officers have all the rights, duties, responsibilities, and obligations of other members of the board. Presiding officer can still make motions, second motions, and must vote on every item." I guess I didn't need to read that paragraph, but the basic comments here from Harold, and you guys have both been privy to this email, I'll re-forward it today. The presiding officer has the responsibility of conducting these meetings, period. That is the only additional responsibility or authority you have over Elaine and I. To make this big a change on the agenda needs to be okayed by the full commission. So with that, I am going to make a formal motion that we continue the status quo as the location of our meetings, until which time it is readdressed in an agenda as a advertised item, and either continue with this practice or overrule it.
I'll second the motion.
Then move in second. Okay, we got to vote on it.
Aye.
Aye.
I'll vote no. And I'll stand like I said before. I'm running the meeting's gonna be down there.
Franklin, you can't do that. That's breaking the law.
Well, the law is broke to come up here then.
No, it wasn't.
John, quick.
Mr. Slifka, to solve this little problem constitutionally, next Monday, you hold the meeting down there, and if they want to come, fine, if not, you go on without them.
Mr. Slifka, if you decide to hold a meeting by yourself, you cannot hold it because you will not have a quorum.
I know that.
Commissioner Slifka, is
Yes.
it still open for comment?
Yes.
I apologize. Good morning again. Again, I'm Sergeant Buck with the Sheriff's Office. I come in on the tail end of this conversation. I was on my way to the County Attorney's Office. I wasn't here for any other reason. Some of the comments that I'd like to share with the Commission and just the general public. Folks, times are changing. Everybody in Broadwater County knows this is the courthouse, and they know the kind of business that we conduct here. They also know that we have commissioners' meetings, that they're advertised, just like we talked about, and that agenda's put out there for folks to see, okay? There's other things that are done within our county and in our city pertaining to meetings where there's public officials and the general public attending, such as the city council meetings. Times are changing in the world where folks are, we see it on the news. You see all kinds of things on the news. I'm not gonna get into a lot of details, but times are changing. Folks are coming into courthouses and shooting people up. If you want to visit history, talk about Oklahoma City bombing incident and that federal building. Okay? The reality is when we hold commission meetings, we have city council meetings. I understand what you're saying, Commissioner Gravely, about the location, safety of the people being overcrowded. Sir, I understand your allergies for certain items. I understand that. The reality is, as we move forward in Broadwater County, I ask folks to look at outside the box and realize that we have a public safety, we have a duty to make sure that we're having our meetings safely. Folks are accommodated to attend the meetings so that they can understand what's going on within their county and the county business. But we also have to be safe. The reality is we have numerous entrances to this building that aren't guarded. People should be able to come and go freely. The reality is there's signs on the door that say during these meetings there'll be no cell phones and no weapons in the building, or in the room. Weapons are, it's a broad spectrum. But if somebody has a pocket knife in their pocket right now clipped, that can be considered a weapon. And there's a sign there that says no weapons. Okay? That's not only during your meetings, but when court's in session. Okay, so these are all items to think about for public safety when we have people getting together, elected officials, and folks in the public, because number one, we want to keep people safe. Okay, so that's just my input. I know I came in on the tail end of it, and I may have missed the gist of the conversation, but I understand there's a question about where you're gonna have the meetings, but at the same time, we need to make sure that we're keeping people safe when you folks are getting together, and the public, when they're getting in to hear what's going on, and try to keep everybody safe as we move forward.
See, the commissioners met there, or it used to be in the county room, and then remodeling stuff, and it met down there forever, you might say, all those years. Just a good example, a little while ago, the sheriff had to come through here, deputy just had to go back through, and sometimes we're pushed, we gotta get out here because down there, it's just that, just commissioners, that's it. And like I say, if there's a problem when there's a agenda that has a big force of people coming, we can move up to here if it's available.
Absolutely, and I'm not on either side. I just want to clarify that at the end of the day, there was a comment made about pushing a button so the cops can get here. I can promise everybody in the room, if there's a situation in this building and we're notified it, we'll come to the last corner of this building to figure it out and protect people and keep them safe.
There's a security button down there.
Regardless if there's a button or not. If
Oh,
we're
I know.
notified, we're gonna come.
I know.
And it doesn't matter if you're having the meeting on the roof, we'll come up there too.
I want to point out, there's only one door in and out of that room,
Yes, ma'am. That is
and
correct.
that is a safety issue.
There is only one here.
At the end of the day, when you say that there's that note on the door, no thing, there's a note on the door saying no firearms, no nothing. I don't see nobody standing there making sure that those things are not in here, so public safety, excuse me, a note isn't gonna keep a gun out of here. So
Right.
who's standing at the door protecting me?
I understand.
Public issue.
I understand.
Downstairs is the same.
I understand your point, ma'am, but the commission does have the authority and the ability to strengthen those rules if they choose to do so. I understand your point, and I agree with you. It's just a piece of paper. It's only good. It's kind of like a lock on a gate. It only keeps an honest person honest, right?
Correct.
So I understand your point, and I agree with you. But the commission does have the ability, if they choose to do so in the future, whether the meeting's here, downstairs, on the roof, it doesn't matter. My point to my conversation was, I want to keep folks safe, period.
Quick, John.
Mr. Slifka, why don't you take a vote in our room to where you want to go and we want to go, because most of us attending here want to go back down in our place.
Okay, thank you.
I think that's out of order.
Yeah, I'm not
Yes.
gonna do that. I'm the one that controls the meeting, and I say it's gonna be down there. If there's a large amount, we can come up here for a hearing or something like that.
The other thing is that room is cold. Even when they turn the heater up. And up here you have heat.
Almost got better seats.
Yeah.
Franklin, as far as the meeting room and disrupting things, I think up here, we're disrupting more than what anything is, because we're listening to the county attorney business over here. That's disrupting, everybody's walking through here. In public safety, it's easier to get out of that basement than it is out of here, as far as for us crippled up people. It's easier to go out the bottom, stay on the same floor and get out. So, public safety, I just don't agree. It's up to you guys. I understand Laura's point, because she's the one that decided it was gonna be here. But now she wants to override what you want, but when she did it, it was fine. I think something's wrong here.
We'll cut off the public comment on that. We're still ahead of schedule.
What is next on the agenda?
Oh, COS is at 11:15, and at 11, demarc tax refund panel, you know, that, we approved that all at one time, Laura, so we had to put it back on the agenda.
We do.
And so I don't want to move to that. I don't know if they're gonna show up or not, I doubt it,
But we better give them a chance.
but the decision's already been made. And what it was to you people out there, it was, this demarc tax refund, it was, he has 2 acres where his house is. Well, the Department of Revenue made a mistake, put it at 8 acres, probably just a typo error, but anyway, he was charged for these 8 acres. So he was gonna reimburse back, I think it amounted to $90 a year, maybe for the 2 years, and then it would go back to these 2 acres. That's all that is. Pretty plain, simple, cut and dried.
Commissioner Slivka, I believe you have minutes to be approved. I set them over there by your place.
Okay, well, let's see, if we can find them. You say you put them over there, Ann?
Yes, I did.
See, those would be the minutes for 2012, right?
Correct.
I don't have a copy of here, but is there any
I
additions?
I set them over there in front of you. It was the only sheet of paper that was sitting on the table when you came in, so it has to be over there somewhere.
Well, first of all, I guess there any additions or corrections to the January 12 minutes as was sent out to everybody? If there's no additions or corrections?
I will move that we approve the minutes as they were emailed.
I'll second that.
Moved and second that we accept the minutes as they were sent out. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Move to pass it, except for January 12th minutes.
Aye. Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a comment in response to what Mr. Holmes said about being safe. I also walk with a cane, and it's a lot easier up here than down in the basement, because down there you've got stairs every which way you go.
Well, you got the elevator there
And you got the elevator there.
for the first, so you don't have to go down the stairs, the first flight is elevator. Right. Come across them later. Here is from Brooke, Department of Board of Crime Control, Victim Witness Advocate Restoration Officer Program. To whom it concerned, the Broad Ripon County Board of Commissioners would like to express their support for the continuation of the Victim Witness Advocate Restoration Officer Program funded through your grant program. This is very valuable service provided to the citizens of Broad Ripon County, and we hope that it will continue. We feel that our pro data share of this expense of this program is money well spent. Our 4FTE Administrative Assistant, the County Attorney Brooke Dillon, is well qualified to continue this 60 FTE position as Victim Witness Advocate. During the past 14 years, Brooke has handled this responsibility with tact and compassion. In summary, we hope you approve the communications grant planning programs. You know, Brooke had called me and she had a copy of this letter from before, and just needs it.
I'll make a motion, we sign it.
Second.
Move in second, we send this letter in for Brooke to the Department of Justice. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. How come this didn't go there farther? This is with regular warrants, this is just for the Broadwater Reporter here, $58.
Go ahead and sign there, and then I'll sign up here as a
Okay.
commissioner. Oh, yeah.
I think that's all the. I think you saw this picture of where Muddy Lane there was,
Mhm.
and that's the one that did come right down through that culvert there, and there's right here was a culvert, and it went over there on down the creek. That's as high as it got then.
Is it going down then?
Yeah, it's going back into the creek up above. Unless it freezes in again, so I don't think there's anything over or not.
That should be filed in the commission office as record, public record,
Yeah.
and to protect the county should something happen. It shouldn't just be put back in our mailbox. There's the pile to go back into our office to be filed.
Well, this is just showing where that money went to the Townsend Fire Department there.
I think that's a journal voucher.
That little theater here then.
Mhm.
Oh, that was right in front of me. Just got covered up. 2 minutes.
Would you please sign them and then pass them down here?
Thanks, Aaron.
It was 11 a.m. How come I thought it was? So it is time for the tax refund. I thought it was, I had 11:40 here, but I see it is 11 o'clock, so. Apparently, nobody, Doug or B. Martin are gonna show up on it. And we've already approved it at the last meeting.
To make it legal, though, I think we need to approve it again at this meeting. Because the other
However,
one,
point of order, is still not correct. What it states here is DeBarton, tax refund, penalty and interest forgiveness, and American Innovative Materials. There were two different tax issues. One was DeMartin, one was American Innovative Materials. What this says is DeMartin's were gonna talk to us about American Innovative Materials. That is not correct. This needs to be put in the agenda correctly so that we protect the county from any claims of liability in the future. So there's nothing we can do today.
It's already voted and taken care of.
But it needs to be agended correctly and then voted on so that we protect the county. That's our charge.
That's true.
What was it, when was that on the original agenda? It shows it separate on the original one on the agenda for the 12th. Doug Ellis, treasurer, / Barb Levi Martin, - tax refund / mining production decision.
You're gonna need Dad to talk to Gary Flynn.
Since they are not here. Might take place tonight, I'd say we could recess for lunch and it's,
Before we
and then
do
we're gonna
that, there's
convene at
some,
1:20 for just a quick one with Corey on it.
before you recess for lunch, Frank, there's a couple of things we need to talk about.
Oh, I guess we do have COS then.
You dress like you think it's cold out, Bernie.
What's that?
You dress like you think it's cold out.
Well, I was running.
If you're ready to come on up with it.
You're ready for me already. Good thing I came early. This is for the Darwins, and they had been in here a couple months ago and talked to you about their well was put in on the open space park area. So they've gone through DEQ and got approval. And so they're moving their boundary line to be, to encase that well. So it's a boundary location.
I will move that we support the boundary relocation for Darwin's.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, move and second, we accept the boundary location for Darwin's. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Quick and easy.
So now they're legal.
Oh, I signed it.
Now they're legal.
I signed it, or is it a commission, I guess it'll make a difference.
Sign it where it says chairperson, we'll draw a line through.
Draw a line through, okay.
And that's all I have for you today.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you. Wow, really quick and easy.
Where was that at? That was out, which subdivision, where was that at? I
It
can't remember,
was,
I remember talking to him about it.
Yeah, down south, the West Side Trails.
Oh, okay, that's,
In the southern part of the county. Thank you very much.
okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Any other business, or we?
Yeah, there's two pieces of mail that haven't been introduced to the public yet. One of them is an email from Heritage Gardens. Jill Flynn and Denise Thompson have been writing a grant, and they will, if they are granted this award, there will be a person brought to Broadwater County for about 10 months to do potentially more grant writing. They will need office space, though, to do what they're supposed to do under this grant. So they're looking for office space. The commissioner's office is right now it has only one commissioner in it. So I'm thinking that we could offer them a space in our office, and I wanted the approval of the commission to do that.
I don't see any reason we can't.
How often are they down there?
I don't know, they would have a desk presence, they probably have a computer purchased through the grant. I'm not sure that it really would matter how long they're down there.
I mean, how many days a week or anything like that?
So if I have the committee's or the commission's approval, I'll go ahead and email again. I emailed yes that I possibly had something, I just need to check with the commission.
I'll make a motion to grant approval.
Okay, I'll second.
You second grant approval for the, what is it, grant agency for the
Heritage
Heritage
Gardens.
Gardens?
All right, the other one is DES needs office space. Mike Conkey has way too much, he's doing it all from home, and that's just not right. Plus, county work product, 100% needs to stay in the courthouse, nothing should be leaving the courthouse. So, I have also offered him office space in our office. There's plenty of room, even with Heritage Gardens there, and should either of you choose to have an office space here in the county, there would certainly be room for you as well. So is there any argument against that?
What's in that back room?
That is going to be behind my desk, you mean? Nothing, files. I would like to see that become a room with a big table so we can meet with people, lay out the budget, that kind of thing. But right now, yeah, a small conference room. It would also work for some groups that are small. We did interviews last week, and the downstairs meeting room was full, the jury room was full, so we met in the commissioner's office. And it would be nice to have a table and a nice professional area to do something like that. But right now, it's just storage, but there's, I mean, if you guys ever go down there, there's plenty of space for a good number more desks.
What does Mike need more room for
He needs a presence in the courthouse, he needs files, he needs a desk, he needs a computer, all the things that you need in order to do
well, that
just
must have
basic
been there, because
business.
Flyner had it down there all the time.
Flyner's office is not available. There was a sewage pipe running through there that was broken. It has been fixed, but it is not an appropriate office. So we need to find an office. Why can't he just use space we already have? Why do we
Well,
need to
that's
try
fine,
and
I'll
find another
talk to Mike,
space?
see, I wanna see why that can't be used down there, if everything's been repaired.
There's a plan for that room, and certainly I invite you to talk to anyone you would like on that.
Yeah, I'll talk with Mike and see what we find out.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead. I already told Mike he was invited, so I will just continue to extend that to him unless there's argument against it.
Well, I
Okay.
don't know against him, I just wanna know why.
The last one is House Bill 235. It was in our mail, and I haven't seen it introduced again to the public. This is a bill that was a email sent to us by Mako, and it was introduced by R. Lynch. It is regarding the metalliferous mines license tax. Basically, this went through the legislature 2 years ago, and this is a second go at it. What it proposes to do is reduce the mine license tax that goes to the general fund of the state from 57% to 47%, and proposes that that would go to the counties instead to address impact. There's a formula for how it would be spent, but the sum that would go to counties would increase from 25% to 35% of total collections each year, to be allocated by the county commissioners as follows. And that money has a formula of, the first third would go to the Hard Rock Mine Trust account to help pay for mitigation and effects. And then all the rest of the money would be 1/3 to general planning functions, 1/3 to the elementary school, and 1/3 to the high school. And we do need to do an impact plan, which could be part of our growth policy, which the planning board is currently working on. So the reason I put that in the mail to be brought out publicly is we are being asked to testify on this bill. We are a member of the Hard Rock Mining's Coalition, and I would like support of the commission on this bill to move forward with testimony. I wouldn't ever go to the Capitol and speak on behalf of Broadwater County Commissioners without something being brought forward. So,
And nor should you.
no, you're right, nor should anyone.
If you're speaking on behalf of the group should know.
Absolutely. And it's my opinion that money spent locally is a whole lot more efficient than money spent from the top down.
Mhm.
So what I would like is, I don't necessarily need a vote, but I think a record that the commission supports House Bill 235 and the testimony of that bill.
Also move.
No second.
Okay, move second. Let's find this bill. All in favor?
Aye.
When is the hearing?
I don't know yet. He expects it to be next week, but Harold sent it out right now so that we can be ready for this. And what he said is these things move pretty fast, and you guys both have the email. The next thing is extension. The new extension agent will be hired by MSU Extension. We will be meeting with Virginia's boss next week, and he wants to talk about what it is we're looking for an extension agent. I met with Virginia last week to talk about what it is that she does, what she thinks is important to the community from her perspective, and we can share all that with Steve when he's here, and she's going to be here as well. Yep. So I just wanted to bring that forward. The next thing is Board of Health. We didn't have quorum yesterday. We have the regulations that there was a public hearing on last week. We couldn't adopt those because we didn't have a quorum. So Debbie Ruckel wondered if we could just post for next Monday at 3 o'clock.
I'm fine with that.
Does that work for you guys? Okay.
What else is happening in the legislature?
That's all I'm aware of. I mean, you know, they've got a series of bills that's just started. Time will tell.
What's the date on that health board? Well,
Next
it's next Monday.
Monday.
Oh, okay, that's
Should be the normal
the
time.
28th, I think it is, isn't it?
Margie and I were the only ones that showed, and we do need new board members too for the Board of Health. So the other thing is we have a claim here from the detention center, and I'd like to table this rather than signing it right now. There's some questions on this claim that were brought to me last night, actually right before leaving, that I think we need to address. And so if you guys are okay with that, I'd like to have some time to talk to the detention center administrator.
Don't we pay the prison for the food?
Well, that was one of the questions. It's Caesar's, Little Caesar's Pizza. Well, we have 3 pizza joints in town, so I'm not sure that we should be buying pizza from Helena on top of the food they already have.
Well, or they should buy it from town, local.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If they run out, I think that should be choice 1.
Maybe we could have Nick come and talk to us next week.
Yeah, that would work. This is due the 1st. It's all on the credit card.
It'll be okay then.
Mm-hmm. Yep. the other question I had is, did you guys get together to talk about the secretary?
No,
I watched the video of the meeting, and I will caution you that you can't. Open meeting laws do not allow for two commissioners to meet. A meeting is defined as the convening of a quorum of a constituent membership of a public agency, or commission in this case, whether corporal or by means of electronic equipment, to hear, discuss, or act upon a matter, acting isn't required, over which the agency has supervision, control, jurisdiction, or advisory power. That's 23202, and I'd like to submit that for the record. If you guys do want to get to talk together to talk about a secretary, or if you want to have a further conversation, we need to do it either as a working meeting or in the middle of a general meeting. And in order to hire any personnel, of course, we have to go through the process defined in the personnel policy handbook.
We all realize that.
Well, it requires that that be agended and in the minutes.
Any Elaine was just a discussion. And
but we
rather-
can't do that when there's two of us.
Well, we're sitting here discussing it, you know, just,
But
well, there's
that's in
open
a
meeting,
regular
everybody
meeting.
was hearing
Yeah.
everything, you know?
And that's
I mean,
fine.
there's an open meeting.
And that's
And
fine.
all we're gonna do is kinda lay out some of the items for that person.
And you can do that in a meeting, but you can't do it outside of a meeting. It's illegal.
That's true. I mean, we can't even go to lunch. And if two of us, or three of us, and something comes up about commission stuff, we're in violation of the law.
You're coming to one of the questions.
Was this a lot of food or water, what is it?
It's pizza. And I don't understand because we get all of our food from,
How much is pizza and water, what is it?
I don't know, I haven't gotten to it yet.
This is the problem.
Whoa. Hmm? It's a baseball bat. I don't understand what the baseball bat's needed up there.
I don't either. I don't think inmates should have a baseball bat.
No. I mean, that's asking for trouble.
Well, I'll go over and look and see what it is. Is that same language continued on, or is there a different thing there?
Different things. What is a perfect basic push-up? What is that?
I'm guessing it's a push-up or pull-up.
Push-up.
Don't know. I don't know, but, I think we need to find out some of that stuff.
Everlast. paracord freestanding heavy bag?
See, some of that could be stuff in exercise room and stuff, you know. But I can't imagine that, but
No.
this other,
I think we need to have Nick come and talk to us.
Everything that goes in the detention center needs to be bolted down. To have weightlifting or exercise equipment that is not bolted down, aside from a baseball bat, it is a huge liability.
I don't think a baseball bat has any place in the detention center.
I can't see that either.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Jim Muskovich with our insurance carrier wanted more details on that as well. So I do want to take that and email him at lunch. But I just wanted to make sure that you guys were on board.
Well, I don't know if I push up this, but
I don't either. If it bolts down, you know,
That's
I
fine.
think he can justify that, yeah. We want your inmates to be occupied so that they're not causing trouble and causing riots and hurting detention officers. I get that.
Didn't see anything else at all about it, does it?
about the bat
Yeah, or that,
or the push-up?
push-up or whatever.
No. I mean, it's pretty vague.
That's the only thing I can think of. That would be, like I said, still, I can't figure out the bat. Well, if there's anything else, I think we might as well adjourn for lunch. I might be able to catch Nick.
I'm asking about those baseball bat.
Yeah.
If you want to keep the claim, would you please email Jim Muskovich?
I don't want to keep, I'm just talking today. Can't get all in here at noon.
Lisa, teachers had a PIR day Monday, and we had two gentlemen from our sheriff's department that put on a wonderful, wonderful class, the girls said. And then they had HPs, I can't remember other departments, but said it was fantastic, just the best. They were very impressed.
What did they do?
It was on, because of all the situations of people coming into schools, shooting and all that, and for safety, and so it was all that kind of stuff. Lisa said that they were supposed to try and take a gun away from one of the deputies, or maybe it was HP, I don't know which. Anyway, and so she did, and he said, "Wow, you're kind of strong." I said, "Did you tell him you're a country girl, you can lift weights?"
Anything else or recess for lunch?
The safety committee is going to be having the same thing here. So
Are
in
they?
the county, yeah, for the same reason, so that our employees know what to do and are prepared as best they can be in light of that kind of situation.
Well, and that's with the teachers, you know, I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
how
you
many
just-
schools have had situations that they were all in harm's way?
Right, yeah. Well, excellent, I'm glad you shared that.
Okay,
Very
we'll
good.
adjourn till 1:20 to meet with Corey.
Okay.
Meeting adjourned.
Recessed.
Right.
hard as it is, it feels good.
So just to clarify, that's just, it's going to be public, that's everything.
We do have a 1:30 that's scheduled to make a decision on those resolutions, but because
We're not having